So welcome to this episode, everyone. On this adventure, we're heading to a beautiful Pennsylvania state Gamelands, Gamelands Lucky 13. This track is just outside of Jameson City, and it's close to the very popular Ricketts Glen State Park vicinity. On this adventure, we have the gravel bikes. We're going to do about a 30-mile loop that's going to start and end from the lovely Sullivan Falls lot. If you're interested in our route and some other sections in the general area here, hang around till the end of the video and I'll talk about our specific loop that we did, as well as some other roads that you could use in the area. I don't want to get carried away with that stuff too much now though. Let's jump in the video and you can see how magnificent this area is.
You failed.
Starting off cruising down the rest of the downhill on the lovely Sullivan Falls. Nice little warm up before we get to the town of Central. Once in the Central, we'll go past the legendary hotel, and then we have a long grinder up to the top. 29 miles on the route. I think almost ratio climbing, but the two main climbs, got the big one right out of Central all the way up Mountain Road towards Emmons. And the last one coming back up into the Gamelands. Let's go. So as witnessed from our start there at Sullivan Falls parking lot, we continued down Sullivan Falls Road into the town of Jameson City, where we headed towards Central and the legendary Central Hotel. If you are in the area and looking for some after-adventure fuel, definitely worth a stop in here. Hit the dirt.
There we go.
Climb started. 4 miles to go. It's a perfect warm-up climb. Use this one on the wing ride a lot. Starts off gradual, then starts kicking up.
I haven't felt the thing yet.
Almost there. Half mile to the top. Keeping the e-biker at bay. After we go back down, she's gonna get me on the next two walls though, for sure. Almost there. Almost to the top.
Did we make it?
Made it to the top.
To the summit number 1. That only took about 29 minutes.
Now we're dropping.
Thank you, Ladybug.
So going over the top, it's a quick, bumpy descent down towards the town of Nordmont. It's the first wall we speak of. Yeah, right up there, you can see that we're going. Road's going straight up that guy. You can just catch the dirt strip at the top. Here we go. Going up. Damn e-bikers.
Top of the wall. What a view up here.
Finishing off the second wall, we come up to this next T intersection where we turned right to head back into the Gamelands and start our climb back up to the top of the plateau.
Heading back into the Gamelands.
Have a little more canopy on this road.
Woo!
I see a nice, open, sunny
Yeah, we're on the plateau.
line.
Back in the Gamelands, that was the last kicker. The rest of this climb is gradual when compared to the last two bits anyway.
No,
Still over 2 miles left in this climb. Back into the sun.
This climb though, as stated, definitely nowhere near as bad as the beginning climb and the two walls he encountered in the middle of the route. This one kind of goes up in shelves.
Finally topped out. A little bit of a breather.
Once this section does level off, you have an awesome section of some rolly, double track, chundery gravel.
Time to get modern.
And in this stretch, you definitely feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere, and you're definitely likely to see some local wildlife.
where are we?
Hey, bear.
After watching the bear, we finished off our ride with the bomber descent back down Sullivan Falls Road to the lot.
Chain development.
Once we finished the downhill, we were back in our car at Sullivan Falls, so we made some lunch and had a little picnic down by the waterfall. Sullivan itself is a beautiful waterfall with a big pool below it where you can dunk yourself in and get refreshed really quick after the ride. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Gamelands 13, absolutely stellar area to explore. Where we parked today at Sullivan Falls, you can access that two ways depending on which way you're coming in. From 487 on top of Red Rock Mountain, you can take Sullivan Falls Road and it's a quick downhill to the lot there. If you're coming in on 118, you can turn towards Central and then come in that way as well to get to Sullivan Falls lot. A few other lots you can also park in this area. It just depends on what ride you want to do and what spot you're looking to get to. Speaking of loops, I'm going to pull up our Strava route right now and show you exactly what we did on this day and some other variations you could do in case you want to explore here yourself. So this was our ride here. So this is where we started, right down here at Sullivan Falls. So we started coming downhill towards Central, as it states. So that's where the Central Hotel is. So as far as driving in, here's Route 487. So if you're coming in via 487, you can come down the hill to park at Sullivan Falls there. Right down here on the map, this is 118. So if you're coming in via 118, you make a turn onto this road here and head into Central, and you can park at Sullivan Falls there also. There's another couple lots here, as I mentioned, that you could park at. So one that we use for the wing ride, for example, is right here at Emmons, where Fishing Creek Road splits off. So that's another spot where you could park and start your ride also. So this is our basic loop. Here is the big climb going up Mountain Road or Emmons Road or Fishing Creek Road, depending on the map. So that takes you all the way up. We circled around, and this is where we went back into the Gamelands. This is a beautiful climb here. As you get up to the top to Cherry Ridge Road, this little stretch here does go through a section of private land. We ran into people once or twice, they just wave. And it's like an access road for the Game Commission anyway, I'm pretty sure. But just be advised that section is not public. There is a way you can come up this road right here to bypass that, but it's often a little overgrown. As far as other routes in this area, in the middle here, there's this road. So this is Grassy Hollow. And this one as well, when you're coming in through Jameson City, you can stay on this road here to go right up to it. And this is another spot where you can park. But this road kind of bisects and goes through the center. So that's this guy here that we're looking at. It's a beautiful climb, probably one of my favorite roads in the area here. Takes you all the way up along Eberly Run. There's some waterfalls you can jump down to. Just a great climb. That takes you up top to this Cherry Ridge Road, which we didn't use on this day. Right, but here's a main intersection there. This road as well will take you all the way across the top and back to Mountain also. So if you wanted to utilize that as well, you can make a couple of different routes. So one popular route that we do as well is you would come up, if you start from Central, if you start from Emmons here or wherever, but you would come up Mountain and then cut off on a Cherry Ridge, and you could take that across the middle and then come down Grassy Hollow. That loop's about 20 miles on the nose, 19 and some change, depending on if you could do that precisely or not. But that's another beautiful loop in this area. You could also kind of figure eight this, get a different loop going also. But those are the main roads here. Fishing Creek Road is a beautiful road as well. It's about an 8-mile climb. It takes you all the way up to the top of the mountain to the highest point up there. So that's another thing you can check out. You can out and back it. We see a lot of people doing that. There is another road here that'll take you up on this side. There's a nice switchback to it. It is private. I ran into people on it a few times. They pretty much said outside of hunting season, they don't really mind. But just again, it is private, so keep that in the back of your mind if you wanted to avoid that. But you can always out and back it as well. It's beautiful. 8 miles up, 8 miles down as well in this area of Gamelands 13. That's going to be it for this one though. So I hope you enjoyed. Till next time, coffee, cycling, take both. We'll see you out there. Ever.